There's a strange idea woven deep into our culture, the belief that helping others is always the right thing to do. From the time we're children, we're taught that to be a good person, a loving person, even a spiritual one, means always saying yes, always giving, always being around. And if you hold back, if you pause, if you dare to say no, people will call you self-centered, mean, even cold. But what if that entire belief system is upside down? What if this strong urge to help, to fix, to save, isn't actually love at all, but getting in the way? What if, in trying to save people from pain, we're taking away the very experiences that life is using to shape their strength? Think about it. When you keep saving someone from the results of their choices, you're not saving them, you're trapping them. You're standing between them and the wisdom that only experience can teach. Now, don't mix this up with not caring. Concern for others is not the same as allowing bad behavior. The question isn't, should we care? Of course we should. The real question is how we care and who we choose to give that care to. Because some people don't just need your help, they feed on it. They will drain you dry, use your time, your peace, your energy, and still look at you as though you've done nothing. The sad part isn't that they take. The sad part is that you keep giving, believing it's kindness, when in truth, you're keeping them weak. There's a kind of wrongly placed kindness that holds back growth. Sometimes, the most loving thing you can do for someone is to step back and let life become their teacher. Something quiet happens when you keep stepping in to save others. You begin to confuse being tired with having a life goal. You start to feel that the tiredness in your body is proof you've done something good. But that's not being good, that's running out of energy. When every part of your life circles around fixing, guiding, giving, you lose the quiet beat of your own spirit. Your system never rests because it's always checking for the next problem to solve. You stop living in the real world and start living in a constant rush. And here's the silent danger. When what you're worth becomes linked to being needed, you secretly bring in those who will always need. The rescuer and the one who needs saving become two ends of the same circle. Neither grows, both use up energy. There's a spiritual rule behind all this. Energy given without return falls apart like money that's been printed too much. The more you give to those who don't change because of your giving, the less value your giving holds. True care moves around. False care leaks. When you give to people who refuse to grow, you're not spreading love. You're paying for their avoidance. And the longer you do it, the more your own clear sight begins to fade. That's why sometimes the greatest act of service is not adding more light to a broken system, but turning off the power completely and walking away. That's when you realize helping without limits isn't love, it's fear, dressed up as being good, fear of being pointless, fear of being seen as cold, fear of sitting still long enough to face your own empty feeling. But that empty feeling isn't a curse, it's the place where real love refills you again. Talk about the first kind of person you must learn to notice, the always lazy. There's a big difference between someone who's struggling and someone who's simply given up. The struggling person uses your help as a step up. The lazy one uses it as a soft place to rest. They've quietly decided, whether knowing it or not, that life is too hard and someone else should carry the load. And the moment you step in to help them, you become that someone else. It's not that they can't handle life. It's that they've learned they don't have to, because someone always will. Nature doesn't work that way. A bird doesn't feed a chick that refuses to open its mouth. A tree doesn't keep feeding a dead branch. Nature is clear. What doesn't grow, what doesn't give, gets cut off. Not from being mean, but from wisdom. Number 2, the never grateful. Have you ever met someone who can receive the most amazing gift and treat it as though it were nothing? You could pour your time, your energy, even your very heart into them, and they'll take it all without a sign of thanks. No thank you, no saying they got it. Not even a moment of knowing that what you offered came at a cost. This isn't forgetfulness, it's a lack of good character. Thankfulness isn't just good manners, it's a sign of awareness. It means someone knows they are part of something bigger than themselves, that life's good things aren't owed but given. A thankful person holds gifts with respect. The ungrateful one? They believe they deserve them. They see your giving not as kindness, but as a right. And the more you give, the less they value it. It's a strange contradiction. The more you pour into them, the less they can see its worth. I once knew a man who paid a friend's rent for 6 months straight. He stretched himself thin, gave up his comfort, made sure that friend had a roof overhead. And how did the friend respond? He complained. The apartment was too small. The neighborhood wasn't nice enough. He wished for others who had more. Not once did he say thank you. Not once did he know the sacrifice. And when the 6 months ended, when the man finally said he couldn't continue, the friend turned on him, angry, bitter, feeling cheated, as though giving had been a debt, now unfairly called in. That's the danger of helping the ungrateful. They don't see kindness, they see weakness. They don't see giving, they see a chance. They will take and take and take until there's nothing left of you. Helping such people isn't planting seeds, it's pouring water into a pit with no bottom. And no matter how much you pour, it will never be full. Number 3, the proud and self-satisfied. These are the people who don't want your help. They want your approval. They're not seeking wisdom, only agreement. They want you to say their views are right, not challenge them. Offer something that questions their certainty, and they'll push you away right away. Pride is a clever costume. It often looks like confidence, but beneath it hides fear. The proud person isn't full of self-belief. They're terrified of being wrong. Their entire identity depends on being right, to admit they don't know, to accept they might need advice that would break their sense of self. So, they argue, defend, ignore, change the subject. You can't help them because they don't believe they need help. Until life humbles them, until their own choices collapse under their weight, your words will bounce off the armor of their pride. Even Jesus walked away from such people. He spoke truth and moved on. He didn't chase those who refused to listen because he understood this. You cannot teach wisdom to someone focused on their own stupidity. The proud must fall. Only then, when the false idea of being better breaks, will their heart finally open. Number 4, the always wicked. Now this word wicked makes people uncomfortable. We like softer terms these days. We say someone is troubled or not understood. But let's be honest, there are people who know exactly what they're doing, and they do it anyway. The wicked aren't confused. They aren't lost souls struggling in darkness. They are individuals who have chosen deceit, controlling others, and harm as a way of life. They lie without holding back. They use others without feeling sorry. They hurt others and excuse it with clever reasons. And when you try to help them, when you give kindness to those who've made cruelty a habit, you don't save them, you allow them. Every dollar you give, every favor you offer, every second chance you provide only becomes fuel for their destruction. There's a reason ancient wisdom warned against aiding the wicked, not out of being cold, but out of understanding. If you try to save someone who has chosen the path of harm, they will not walk with you toward the light. They will drag you deeper into their darkness. The wicked do not want to change. They want partners in crime. Number 5, the always foolish. Foolishness has nothing to do with intelligence. It's not about IQ, it's about refusal. The fool is the person who refuses to learn. They keep making the same mistakes, over and over, expecting different results. They ignore warnings. They push away wisdom. They burn their hand on the same stove 100 times and still say the problem is the stove, not their choices. The sad part is that fools often come wrapped in honesty. They seem broken, desperate, sorry. They promise this time will be different, and your heart, soft, kind, human, believes them. So you step in again. You help. You comfort. You clean up the mess. But look closely. This isn't their first fall. It's their 10th, maybe their 20th. And if you check the pattern, you'll see they've been saved every time. Not by fate, by people like you. by those who mix up allowing bad behavior with kindness. The fool is like a drowning man who refuses to grab the rope you throw, and if you dive in after him, he'll take you under too. You can't save a fool. Life will have to do that. And life, unlike you, doesn't pull its punches. Go easy. Number 6. The master controller. Of all the people on this list, this one is the most dangerous because they wear the mask of being innocent. They don't demand, they make you want to offer. They don't take, they allow you to offer. Controllers are experts in emotional tricks. They know that good people hate feeling guilty. They study your concern for others and play it like a violin. They'll tell you stories that twist your heart, show your values, copy your dreams, and before you realize it, you're doing things for them you wouldn't do for anyone else. The controller is a chameleon, changes color, a victim when it gains sympathy, a hero when it earns praise, a martyr when you try to walk away. If you talk to others who know them, you'll notice something strange. The stories never match. Every version serves their current audience, who's listen. When you help a controller, you're not helping a person, you're feeding a pattern. And when you finally wake up and stop giving, they'll turn on you. They'll paint you as the bad guy, change the story, and move on to their next believer. What makes the controller so tricky is their ability to disguise using others as closeness. They don't just want your help, they want access to your feelings. They do well on being inside your head, making you doubt your instincts, blurring the line between giving and duty. At first, it feels like connection. They trust in you, praise your kindness, make you feel chosen. But slowly, the way things work shifts. You begin to notice how heavy you feel after every conversation, how small your limits start to seem, how easily your no turns into a hesitant maybe. That's not love, that's control. Controllers are rarely born. They are made through years of finding out that guilt is a more powerful money than truth. And the sad part is, they often find the most fertile ground, best place to grow in the hearts of the kind. They depend on your concern for others to fund their patterns. Here's the hard truth. Every time you let guilt overrule your gut feeling, you become their energy source. Controllers don't need your approval, they need your attention. The more you argue, explain, or defend yourself, the more energy you feed them. They know this without being taught. They create chaos not to win, but to keep you involved. Silence, limits, and distance. These are your only ways to protect yourself. Don't fight to prove you're innocent. Don't try to convince them of your good plans. That's their trap. Step back. Watch. Pull back your energy completely. When you do, you'll see something remarkable. The trap begins to fall apart. The controller cannot exist without someone watching. Once you stop reacting, they lose their script. That's when they show who they truly are. Not victims, not heroes, but designers of needing others. And when you see that clearly, the spell breaks. But perhaps the most painful part of dealing with such people is not the betrayal itself. It's realizing how much of yourself you lost trying to save them. You stopped resting because they needed you. You ignored your own needs to meet theirs. You mixed up your tiredness for kindness. And now, standing at the edge of that pattern, you must face a difficult truth. Love is not measured by how much you suffer for it. Real love, grown-up love, has limits. It knows when to give and when to step back. It doesn't give up truth for comfort or self-respect for approval. Helping someone who uses your care isn't kindness. It's giving up on yourself dressed up as being good. You see, clear sight is not cruelty, it's clarity. It's the courage to say, this isn't love anymore. This is draining me. It's understanding that sometimes walking away is the only act of true kindness left. Because when you stop feeding manipulation, two things happen. You take back your energy and you return responsibility to where it belongs, with them. Only then does healing become possible for you, and maybe later for them. Number 7, the one who won't stop fighting the rules. This is the person who mixes up breaking things with freedom. They wear fighting others like armor, sure that rejecting every rule makes them real, true, alive. But look closely. Their fighting isn't rooted in courage. It's rooted in anger about the past. They don't break systems to build better ones. They break simply to prove they can. They ruin relationships, careers, chances, anything that asks them for focus, not being proud, or growth. The one who won't stop fighting the rules resents being held to account. They see structure as being controlled, authority as threat, and advice as an insult. They will walk into a room filled with people who want to help them and set it on fire just to feel powerful. These are the people who say things like, "I don't care what anyone thinks," but secretly, they crave approval. They want to be seen as not understood, geniuses, lone wolves, speakers of truth. Yet beneath the fake boldness lies deep insecurity, a fear that if they ever agree to wisdom, they'll lose their identity. So they reject mentors, make fun of stability, and celebrate chaos. And when life offers them help, they slap its hand away, proudly calling it independence. But fighting without direction isn't freedom. It's slow self-destruction dressed up as self-expression. Trying to help a one who won't stop fighting the rules is like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands. They'll take your advice, twist it into an attack, and accuse you of trying to control them. They take care as looking down on them, and correction as insult. And when you finally walk away, they'll say, "See, no one ever stays." But the truth is, people do stay, for years, some even decades. They stay until the tiredness becomes too much, until they realize that loving a fighter who refuses to change is a form of emotional suicide. The one who won't stop fighting the rules doesn't want healing, they want an audience. They do well on being the not understood anti-hero in their own story, and they will change every truth to keep that image. You can't fix that. You can't save someone who's addicted to resistance. The only thing you can do is let them face the silence that follows their disobedience. Because only silence, not saving, shows the emptiness beneath fighting the rules. Sometimes, that silence is the only teacher left. And here's the strange truth. The moment you stop trying to change them is the moment they might finally see themselves clearly. Your pulling back becomes the mirror they can't break. Your peace becomes the one thing they can't control. That's how change begins. Not through force, but through being gone. Through the quiet truth that love doesn't chase. You see, life has a harsh way of teaching us what kindness cannot fix. We begin with good plans, believing that if we love hard enough, stay long enough, forgive endlessly enough, we can change another person's story. But reality doesn't bend that way. There are people you simply cannot save, not because you lack love, but because they lack the willingness to change. That's the truth nobody wants to hear. Change isn't catching, it's chosen. The critic won't soften because of your kindness. They feed on resistance. The victim won't rise just because you lend them strength. They prefer the comfort of falling apart. The always taker won't stop using just because you finally notice the imbalance. They've mixed up your giving for their right. The wicked will not regret because of your forgiveness. They take mercy as weakness. The fool will not learn through your lessons, only through the blunt force of result. The controller will not find healing in your concern for others. They will use it as a weapon. And the fighter, the one who won't stop, will burn every bridge to prove they never needed it. Here's what you must understand. Helping everyone is not good. It's foolish. The world does not reward you for drowning yourself in other people's storms. It rewards you for clear sight, for knowing who truly wants to swim and who just wants company while they sink. Kindness without limits becomes self-destruction dressed up as being good. You are not the savior. You are not the cure. You are the mirror. And some people will spend their entire lives breaking that mirror rather than face what it reflects. But there's beauty on the other side of this realization. Because once you stop trying to save the wrong people, you finally have the strength to lift the right ones, the ones who want to rise. You'll find that your energy, once spread out across 1,000 unsavable causes, begins to flow where it's truly meant to go. You'll start meeting people who give back, who grow with you, who see your limits as respect, not pushing them away. That's when kindness becomes power, refined, wise, lasting. So here's your call to action. Stop saving those focused on their own ruin. Step back from the endless apologies, the circular conversations, the relationships that feel like first aid on a dead body. You don't owe anyone your destruction. Your peace is not self-centered. It's sacred. Save it for those who are willing to fight for their own light. Save it for yourself. Because in the end, it's not your job to save people from their darkness. It's your job to make sure their darkness doesn't put out your light. If this message hits somewhere deep, share it. Not out of meanness, but out of clear sight. Someone out there is still mixing up suffering for love. Help them remember, kindness should lift, not drain. Subscribe for more like this, because sometimes the most powerful form of healing is finally learning when to walk away.